some vehicles can be described as having an edge. The Porsche 911 GT3 has an edge. The Subaru WRX STI has an edge. Even some SUVs like, say, the Porsche Macan Turbo have an edge. The redesigned for 2015 Ford Edge, however, is as edgy as the Hyundai Sonata is melodic and the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter is fast. Which is to say not very. In the case of this particular test vehicle, decked out in Dressy titanium trim and equipped with the 3.5-liter V6 and all-wheel drive, that's not necessarily a bad thing. We just had to surrender our racing helmets to appreciate it. Because it's not that kind of car. Like most of its competitors, the Edge is a utilitarian family shuttle first and foremost. Furthermore, the Edge is a consistent seller for Ford and a valuable part of its crossover family, bracketed by the smaller Escape below and the three-row Explorer above. Ford couldn't afford to get it wrong, so Ford built a vehicle pretty much free of rough edges, so to speak, thus rendering the winsome crossover an Edge in name only, especially the driver's seat. Indeed, the only edges to be found are on the exterior. Chamfered forms and the rather muscular stance characterize the design, as do the tall, thick body, subtle fender bulges, and fast-sloping rear windows. To that, Ford added a fair amount of decor, including optional 20-inch darkened 5-spoke wheels on our test example, conjoined tie-ups, and polygonal LED lights in the corners of the front bumper. Altogether, the Edge titanium looks classy, stylish, and rather benign, like a kinder, softer Jeep Grand Cherokee. Or perhaps more accurately, the less ostentatious Lincoln MKX. The second-generation Edge shares many of its chassis bits with the satisfying Fusion sedan. The electric power steering is direct but pretty much devoid of feel. A compliant suspension and relatively high-profile 50 series Pirelli all-season tires deliver a velvety ride, more so than the taunter 2015 Edge Sport we recently tested, which rode on standard 21-inch wheels wrapped by 40 series tires. Road holding suffers considerably, though, with the titanium model 20-inch tires sliding loose with just 0.78 grams of lateral grip compared to the Sport's 0.83 grams brakes. 2. Lacked the Sport's bite, requiring a rather long 187 feet to come to a stop from 70 miles per hour, 11 feet more than the Sport. The 280 HP 3.5-liter V6 is the largest of the Edge's 3 available engines, yet its 250 pounds-feet makes it the least torquey of the lot. Its 7.7-second 0 to 60 time is no surprise considering its down 35 horsepower and huge 100 pounds-feet of torque compared to the twin-turbo 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 found under the hood of the Sport. The 3.5-liter boasts a 35 HP advantage over the base 2.0-liter four-cylinder turbo, but is still 25 pounds-feet shy in torque. Passing acceleration is therefore sluggish, especially in the real world, thanks to a transmission that seems reluctant to kick down. When it does, it can do so harshly. Fuel economy failed to impress us, too, as we averaged just 18 miles per gallon overall, with much of our driving done on the highway. Don't let the data turn you off completely, though, since the overall experience of driving the Edge is actually quite pleasant. Much of the credit goes to its sensible, comfortable, and serene cabin. Allowing just 64 decibels of noise penetrate those environs at 70 miles per hour, the Edge is an ideal listening environment for your favorite music, whether that be hip-hop or a nuanced